Okay, so now we're going to look at software and how we install software. So we looked at a bit of how our computer's data and information are organized in files, but those files can't be opened or read if we don't have the software that we need to recognize and open those formats. So let's take a quick example in document software, for typing, spreadsheets, presentations, things like that. We're here on a software website called filerepo.com where you can get all kinds of free downloads or some free trials at least of very useful software, but mostly freeware, which means you don't have to pay any subscription or fees upfront at all. So we're going to download OpenOffice.org from the Office section, and what this basically will do is give us a word processor, spreadsheet, database program, slideshow presentation that's comparable to Microsoft Office. So you don't need to have that paid program to be able to start using desktop Office software. So we click on download and then our program will start downloading, and then we should see our download begin in a few seconds. Usually if your download doesn't begin for some reason, they usually provide some other link that you can use as a backup. Alright, so now we're going to specify where we want the file to be placed. I'll say downloads folder, so we'll just go and click save now. Okay, let me pause that ad. Alright, so now we see here that it is downloading and it's saying here current time 3 minutes left. Of course that'll adjust as the download speeds up a bit. Okay, so if we go back to the main page of this site while our download continues, we'll see that we can get software that will accomplish some other kind of task. So we're downloading an Office productivity software that we got from this category here, but also that we'll need for playing videos, working with images, and also for compressing and uncompressing files that are stored in zip formats that make them easier to download, and we'll cover a bit more about that in another tutorial. So here also you have an Adobe Reader program that you need to open PDF file types. So it's very important for you to understand if PDF file type is a document that can easily be read on most computer systems. So that's another handy software. And of course you have antivirus software, which is a must-have for every PC. And you have utility software that can help you to clean your computer, such as the CCleaner here. Alright, you can check out these individual pages on your own. So our download is now ready. So we're going to now click on that to launch it. And if you can't find your download by this toolbar here, you can usually find your downloads by going to your browser's menu. In this case I'm using Google Chrome, and then choosing downloads, or just use the shortcut key Ctrl+J. Alright, but I already have that download ready, and I've already launched the installer. So this is the program that's going to actually put all the files together to help me to have the program installed. I click next. If I don't want to change the location of the hard drive, I just go ahead with the next step, which is unpack in this case, and it will start unpacking the files. Usually this will take a few minutes to complete, and so while it does that, we'll just look at some other software categories here. So if you look at the other categories that you see here, you have security software, you have browser system tuning. If you ever have a problem with your computer, it's usually best to have these on before, but in case you don't, usually you can still do something with that. So anti-malware, that will give you things like your virus scan, things that can allow you to shred documents securely, remove browser hijacks if your browser gets taken over by some software exploit, and many other such useful software there. So as I said before, this is mostly freeware, meaning that you actually don't have to pay for it ever, unless you want to maybe upgrade to their professional features. So in most cases you can get much done with the main version. Here we have VLC Media Player, which basically if you have this installed, you can play any kind of sound or video file on your computer because it recognizes multiple formats. And multiple formats in audio and video is something that we can look at in detail but just for the purpose of this video, we'll look at the description here on the download page, and you can see it can open MP4, Windows Media Files, QuickTime Apple formats, and many others that you may not be familiar with right now, but will in time to come. And then of course you can access the download in a similar way that we did with the OpenOffice software. So once you have this installed, you'll be able to play virtually any video file, whether it's a movie, something downloaded from a cell phone recording, or YouTube video, or any other audio file that you may have, an MP3, and various other formats that are there. So this will definitely come in handy when you're working with multimedia, sound or video. Okay, so having looked at that, then we have antivirus. Yes, we mentioned then antivirus already, that we can use these programs to keep our machine safe and also clean it in the event that we do somehow get an infection on. So this is a totally free download, and this will secure you for free. It's really a great value that they offer for free, so you really don't even need to take money out of pocket to protect your computer. And of course, if you need to keep your computer running smoothly, then I recommend that you check out the system tuning software. This category contains a list of utility software. These are things that will defragment your hard drive, so your files that are scattered across your computer over time, by copying, deleting, etc. So you have popular ones like Defraggler. Okay, we just moved away from that page. Just a moment. Right, so this can defrag your hard drive. They usually have multiple software vendors with the same kind of software. So you have Defraggler there, but there are also others. So if we're to click next in the list, we'll find other software manufacturers that have their versions of defragmenting software. But an all-in-one software solution that I'd recommend is Advanced System Care, which is really great. When you get this, you can get a lot of different features in this one package to help you with various tasks in keeping your computer up to date, and it's totally free. So if we take a look at the description page here, you'll see that you can optimize, you can speed up, you can back up and restore, quite a few features there. Of course, if there's a special category of software you're looking for, you can use a software search area at the top here of File Hippo. So I could say defrag, if I wanted a defragmenting software to speed up my hard drive, and then it would just sort those out by that type. So the search list that we will now get will just highlight for us the defrag software that's available there. And here we have a list of some of the popular ones. I highly recommend the Smart Defrag. Logic's This Defrag is also good. So these standalone tools will help to speed up your computer by organizing the files that are scattered all over on the hard drive storage. Not scattered in terms of the folders, but on a level that your eye can see on the hard disk of your computer. And of course, all free downloads once again. So we'll return to the main page. And all the software would be installed in a similar way. You would see installers running through the process like you see on the screen there with OpenOffice.org. Sometimes they'll do things like extracting files to install various support files that are needed for the main software to work, and it'll run through the process automatically once you've supplied all the necessary information at the start of the installer by selecting the options and clicking the right buttons. So you'd have all of that there. Okay, so the software is done unpacking now. So now it wants us to enter some information to help us to customize the install. I'll just click next and accept the defaults and the typical here. So I'll go next and install. It will create a start link on the desktop, and that's fine. And then it will now complete the installation by putting all the files that it just downloaded and unpacked a while ago into installation directories, which I can just click and run like other software that's already installed on the computer at the present moment. Okay, so our program is now installed, and we can see on the OpenOffice menu that we have all these programs installed that can do various tasks. Here we have our word processor, a math specially designed scientific formulas creator. This is our slideshow similar to PowerPoint. Here we have our spreadsheet and all those other stuff. So if we click on one of them here, we will see the similarities between all standard software are going to have similar features because they're all in one category, and this is a word processor just like any other. There might be little differences in the menus and layouts and icons, but they're all going to be doing the same thing. You're going to be able to type, underline, highlight, change font type, style, size, set margins, and all of that. So here we go. Just take off that extra toolbar there, and so we can see here that we can start typing right away. So hello everyone, and as I mentioned before, we can do all the usual things. We can bold, italic, underline, change font size, font style. We can do all of this. So we have a ready to go, full-fledged working spreadsheet program, word processing program, sorry. And here with this, we can save in different file formats. So if you want to save in a Microsoft Word format to give to someone else, maybe a client or someone else, you can use save as to change the file format, and that will allow you to save in a format that the person that you're sending the file to can read. So you can change it from the Office document template here that they're using to Microsoft Word 97 2000 XP. This is very compatible with most versions. Newer versions can read all of these, and that will help you to get the document to be compatible with somebody else that you're sending. So we could choose this and we could save that. Alright, so that's basically an overview in installing software and how to get the software also for free at filehippo.com.